Hello everyone, welcome to the stream! Coming through on a starry night, it's yours truly, the illustrious Phantom Thief, Kurtis. Hello! Hi! This is the after party for the cover we just had. Did everyone enjoy? Oh, Black Cat. Yeah, we have it. Literally last minute, I thought it was like, it seems fitting. I mean, I literally just commissioned it, and from you, Black Cat, actually, and then it seemed like it'd be fitting for this stream specifically, so we're using it. But hello. I hope everyone enjoyed the cover. I just fixed the subtitles. I mentioned out in like the replay, like in the live chat when it was premiering, that I did labeled the subtitles wrong. I just fixed it, so the English subtitles are now labeled properly as English. But worth the fight I had with my files. I'm so glad it was worth it. I was working hard to get this cover out. I had to do the recording for this cover right in the middle of when I was working on Awake Now. On Awake Now, I was working on it like 8-10 hours a day for like 4 weeks straight. So I had to find some time to fit in doing the recording, and I also recorded it right before like I knew I was getting sick. Like I could feel my throat start to get like a little bit like tingly. Yeah, I could feel my throat starting to get a little bit tingly from like getting sick, and I tweeted this out a little bit ago, but yeah, a couple weeks ago I got like a minor cold, and it wasn't too bad. But I was like, I can feel like if I don't get this cover out now, if I don't record this now, I might not have the chance for the rest of the week. So I have to do it like as soon as possible. So I recorded everything. I even recorded some of the harmonies while I was a little bit sick, but it didn't end up being too it didn't end up being too intensive, or I didn't end up getting too sick. So it was pretty okay on my voice. The harmonies came out alright and everything, and even though I rushed it a little bit, I think it still came out really nicely, and I think we have everyone else who worked on this cover to thank. First of all, they're all linked in the description of the Don't Look cover. But hey, Heirakure for doing the tuning and timing. I've actually worked with him I've actually worked with Hey, and I worked with Mars before. Mars did the mix for my King cover. And I also, this is also not my first time working with Hey, even though none of my covers I've released so far have been, has Hey worked on. I actually have worked with Hey before on a cover that has not been released yet. We're still waiting on some key files I need left to finish that cover. Which I guess spoilers. I have another cover in the back, but yeah, Hey was awesome. They're so good at tuning and timing. Like, they get everything on first, like on the spot. They're so good at it. I honestly, like, if it weren't for them, I don't think this cover would look like nearly as good. Well, it wouldn't sound nearly as good. This is probably the fastest I've ever gone from I think this is the fastest I've ever made a cover. Normally covers take me a couple months to produce because I tend to like spread it out over a couple of weeks. Covers something like, well, I did say on my my 4th anniversary I wanted to drop a ton more covers, and I'm doing exactly that. I think actually the cover that I was just talking about that I have in the back, it was actually supposed to release months ago. Like, I've had the mix done for a while. I'm just waiting on some other things I need for it, but it hasn't come out yet. But that's okay. So meanwhile, needs to come out. But at this point, since I've got so many covers, I already got like 2 covers out now and 1 in the wings. I might as well keep it up. I might as well record another cover soon and then have that ready to go and just have a backlog of covers I can upload at a time. Considering I have this right now, but it makes me really happy that we can do more covers like this. But yeah, Hey did such a good job with the tuning and timing. I think, honestly, they might be doing the best tuning and timing I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Or they might be the best person at tuning and timing that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. They're really great at it. And Mars is just always great. Mars is just a good Mars is just a good friend to work with. He's a good friend of mine, and he's just he's so it's easy to work with him because he's my friend, but also he's just really great at what he does. Because you know, he's like an actual professional audio engineer and everything, and it's always great to work with him. And I actually like had to. It came out really well for me having like put in a rush order, considering I had to do this so quickly. But yeah, they made it sound great, and I'm also so thankful for you, Black Cat, for the visuals, for the illustration. If you guys don't know, the song we just covered, "Don't Look," is actually an original song from a VTuber friend of mine, Apollo Kepler. He's graduated now. He's not around anymore. He's not a VTuber anymore. But I really enjoyed the time I had with him, being able to stream with him and make content with him when he was streaming here. And actually, today is his birthday. So I figured I would just drop this as a little surprise for all of the lingering Apollo fans for this. And I think Black Cat was actually found out about my channel because of Apollo. So I figured I would get an idol artist, which is what Apollo called his fans. I figured I would get a yeah. I figured I'd get an idol artist to do the illustration for a cover of Apollo's song, and I don't think I would have. I don't think I really would have wanted to choose anyone else. It just felt like the right choice to choose Black Cat, just as someone who was once part of Apollo's community, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out in the cover. I literally got the final mix back yesterday. I think I was giving like Mars like final like design choices, like final feedbacks, like literally like days up to when it was like the deadline. So that's kind of my fault for getting the final mix back yesterday, because I was just like, we could fix this little detail, we could make it a little bit better. When in reality, this was a rush order. Like, I should have been doing this a little bit faster, but it came out really good for being a rush order. I'm so glad that even though Hay and Mars were actually busy with other commissions, they were willing to take up my commission as a rush order and put out this cover of Don't Look. I'm so glad that Black Cat could do the illustrations and everything, and yeah. I got it done literally this morning. Like, I stayed up all night working on it. I think every time I've ever released a video, whether it be a YouTube short, a cover, whatever, like, if it's not a stream, I think there's a 100% chance that I have stayed up all night working on that video. Now that I think about it, that's kind of how it's always been. I don't think I've ever created a video, gone to sleep created a video over the course of a couple days, went to sleep on a reasonable time, and then took a couple days to watch it back, took a couple days break and then watched it back to vet for any mistakes before I uploaded it. I've always I think every time I've ever made a video, it's always been stay up all night and then upload it the day after. So maybe. I mean, that's gonna have to change, but maybe, I guess, from now on, if you guys see that I'm streaming right after having uploaded a YouTube short or a video, I'm probably awake. And also, yeah, we did have some troubles as well yesterday. Black Cat, I was working with them yesterday as well, because I forgot to vet the files, the illustration files, and I realized that one of the files was not transparent. But it doesn't have a transparent background, so we had to work on that. I was busy trying to do some math in order to extract the transparency correctly. Yeah, enter Kurtis Panic. I have it somewhere. Hold on, wait. Let's see here. Where is it? Here we go. There we go. Wait. Here he is. Literally that right now. That was me yesterday trying to get everything together. And I feel bad because I forgot to vet the files, and I probably made you, Black Cat. I probably made you stressed out a little bit, but it came together really nicely. We figured it out, and I got the video done, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I think if I'd given myself a couple more days, I could have figured out a little bit more with the typography. But you can see a couple of the ideas I had in there just to make it a little bit more dynamic. I always love adding a little bit of my own flair when it comes to releasing covers. So instead of just copying the MV directly, I always like to add a little bit of flair wherever I can. I added a couple of those in some places. I also made sure to add in English captions this time. I wanted to add in English captions for the Awake Now cover, but I was so drained that I didn't have time to do it. But this time, after I finished the video and set the premiere, I was like, I've got a couple hours. I can work on the captions. So I did the captions and everything, and that was that took a little bit because you have to like write it into a text file. But yeah, I just wanted to release this as like a birthday gift for Apollo. I'll probably show this to him after this. Whether or not he responds is he's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, this isn't even just like because he's graduated now, but like I think always he's sort of been like a hard to get a hold of because he's pretty busy. He always has been. But I'll show it to him anyways. Whether or not he responds is up to him. But I think he'll respond. And actually, I think it's okay to mention this. Fun fact: we can actually thank Apollo a little bit for making this cover happen. Because a couple months ago, I told him I was planning on covering this song just because I had figured I have a subscription to Apple Music just because as like a student it was the cheapest option available for a streaming music website. At the time I wanted like a music streaming service, and I realized that Don't Look was on streaming services, and I started listening to it all the time. And I told him I was planning on doing the cover, and he sent me actually his a cappella version of Awake Now. Not Awake Now. Oh my god, Don't Look. I can't talk. And I thought it was just a cute little thing to have in the back. But it actually ended up being really helpful because I realized I had no idea what the harmonies were sounding like. But because he gave me the a cappella track, I could figure out the harmonies and give it to Hey and Mars so they could use it as reference for the tuning in the mix and everything. So if it weren't, it was actually so helpful. So we can Apollo actually helped make it happen, and that was really nice. I was really grateful that he sent me that. So but yeah. Happy birthday, Apollo. I don't want to bring too much attention to him because obviously he's graduated and everything. But I mean, I just figured that since I was already planning on doing a cover of Don't Look, just because I like the song I liked listening to the song so much, I figured today on his birthday would be the best time to upload this cover. And I also wanted to do it just because I do think I have a lot to thank Apollo for. It was honestly amazing being able to work with him and just to see him at work. And I wouldn't really say that I am like a big I guess like I have like I wouldn't really say I have like an Oshi in terms of like, or like someone I like an idol in my like a favorite idol, I suppose, or something like I guess like someone I idolize. I feel like I don't really feel that way about people. But I think if I had to choose a VTuber that I looked up to the most, it would probably be Apollo. And that's mainly because I think like after talking with him, I figured out that we actually had a lot of things in common in terms of like personality, like interests, or even just like in terms of like neurodivergency, we had some similarities. But the thing I always admired about Apollo was that he was always a really hard worker, and that I think in my eyes he kind of like was my example of what I could potentially be like once I improved enough. To be clear, I don't think I want to be like Apollo. Like, I think we do have like some fundamentally different personalities. He was always a lot more goofy than I am. I'm a lot more straight-faced, but I think in terms of like being like confident in yourself as a person and just being confident in your abilities and how you interact with people, and just like the application of working hard and like being able to apply yourself, I really admire that about Apollo, and I always like wanted to kind of be like that, I guess. And in those respects, I wanted to be like Apollo. I wanted to work hard and be confident in myself. So a lot of my goals were trying to, I guess like in terms of self-confidence, work my way up to Apollo's level. And I think if it weren't for him, if it weren't for meeting him and like I guess sort of having like a sort of like ideal I felt like I could work up to, I don't know if I would have had the Awake Now cover from last week up by now, and probably not as good as it would have been. So I do have, in terms of motivation and stuff, I do have a lot to thank for Apollo, which is why I wanted to get this cover out today. I really hope that this cover and doesn't like detract from like neither of the two covers I like uploaded in the past week really like detract from each other, because I think both of them are released on very important dates, I think. So I couldn't bring myself to release them on different dates. Just because they're both so important to me, and I don't think even though I'm really proud of the Awake Now cover, and I'll use that as like a benchmark to my own personal achievements, I don't think that would have been possible, at least not in the time frame that I did it, had I not met Apollo. So this is also my thank you to him for just like, you know, hanging out with me. I mean all he really did was hang out with me, but it was just he was I don't know, it was just fun seeing him at work and everything. And yeah, no, I just really enjoyed seeing Apollo at work. So, and this is also my this cover is also my way of giving crumbs to the idol community, wherever you are out there. Any like last remnants of the idol community, this is like my my crumbs to you guys. But yeah, I'm not gonna ride the the Apollo train too much. I mean, I don't usually talk about him too much, just because I don't want to like. I mean, I've always wanted to like stand on my own merit. I feel like if I talk about him too much, then it's gonna feel like I'm trying to ride off of like the fame that I had off of him. Because I'm gonna be real, that one short I have with Apollo still gets a lot of views. So I tend not to talk about him too much, because I still wanna succeed off my own merits. But I do wanna, you know, do at least this little bit. And I know he worked hard on this cover and everything, so got much into digital art. Yeah, Apollo was really talented. Also, hi Renegade Angel, welcome. Apollo was really talented, wasn't he? He like his own little goofy illustrations. Like I remember like seeing some of his like emote drawing streams. He does like I think like for his, I was looking through like the credits of his Don't Look song, or like of his release of like Don't Look, and he did the vocal edits. So I can't do any of that. Like anything that like related to like the whole, I think I actually got the idea to start trying illustration out because I saw that Apollo could do it. I'm gonna be so real. So that might also be what he might have also contributed to my Awake Now cover in that way. I'm doing good. We just released a new cover, and I'm just sort of talking about it. But I think yeah, no, I just enjoyed seeing Apollo at work, and it was just a privilege. It was just a privilege just to be able to work with him. I say privilege like it was like like it was something really huge. It was, I mean, I met him through Plum, but it was I don't know, it was just really great to be able to work with him. Just because like, not like really on the merits of like his like fame or anything, but just like the way he was as a person, or the way he is as a person, I suppose, really stuck with me really really hard, I guess. But yeah, I don't wanna I don't want to draw too much attention to him because he is graduating and everything, and I think he's trying to live his his own life now. He's trying to live his own life back in back in heaven with God. But yeah, but it was such a fun cover to produce, and I think I learned a lot from this cover too. Whereas I think the Awake Now cover was sort of a it was like a just sort of like a capstone, like a skill test for me. It was basically just me being able to say, hey, I can do all of these things. I think this cover was very much a new experience for me in the way that I've never produced a cover this fast. So I understand a lot more about having to produce a cover under like pressure, or like having to produce covers quickly, which is something I've never done before. I know there are some VTubers that like put out covers like super quickly. I remember, if you guys listen to Vocaloid, you know monitoring from Deco27 or Deco Nina-san. I saw a VTuber put out a cover of Monitoring 5 hours after it released. I can show you guys the exact cover. Here it is. Yeah. Here. The name is Lidipa, I think. Lidipa. Monitoring. Where is it? Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up real quick. But I do want to show you guys, like, there are seriously VTubers who are insane for being able to put out covers so quickly. And I've never put out a cover pretty quickly. In fact, I think all the covers that I've done are like relatively old. I don't think I've done a cover of a song that has released like, I think of all the covers I've released, I think Don't Look is the most recent release, and that was like 9 months ago. So let's see. Where is it? I'm trying to find the cover so I can show it to you guys. Let's see. This is my history. Kind of funny. Actually, no, I was gonna say I thought this would be cool to have, but now that I think about it, my chat box is blue. It doesn't really match, does it? Like, it doesn't really match at all. Oh, it's a Levy Pat. Okay, here we go. Here, let's see if I can show you guys this cover. This is a VTuber. I swear this is actually a VTuber. They just are using a silhouette just because it was probably faster for them to produce and get it out on time. But here, I'll show you guys real quick. Let's see. What? Where are we going with? Here we go. And okay. Let me just real quick. Let me refresh my chat box right here. Refresh. There we go. Okay. Like, how did I get here? Yeah, how did I get here? But real quick, you can just see this cover of Monitoring. Let me unmute. They released this cover 5 hours after Monitoring came out. And it sounds really good. I have no idea how VTubers do it this fast, or Taitas or anyone does covers this fast. I hope that they actually speak Japanese. I'm only gonna play that much of this cover, but this is Monitoring by Lily P. Oh no, it's Lily P. I never get this right, but they're a super great singer. I have enjoyed listening to them do stuff a lot, but they got a really pretty voice. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick. I've never done a cover like quickly at all. I've never like been like taking like a like seen a song come out from a Vocaloid producer and be like, I'm gonna produce that really quickly, or like make a cover of that really quickly. Like all of my covers are of songs that are like at least 2 years old at this point. I think. Actually, what are my covers? I'm gonna take a look at like. Hold on, wait. I'm looking at like my covers now. Out of curiosity. What are my list of covers? Let me put the music back. I thought this like circus kind of music would be fitting for today. But let's see. Yeah, we've got which is definitely like 4 years old by this point. I from Canaria, King from Canaria, which is like what 5 years old at this point, 5 I think. We've got Cantarella and Cendrillon, which are both old Vocaloid songs. Goodbye Declaration was also like from like 4 or 5 years ago, from 2020. So yeah, that was a 5-year-old song. Awake Now is a 3.5-year-old song, and now we have Don't Look, which is 9 months old. So yeah, I should probably start doing covers of more more recent songs. But I've never done one because I've never had experience producing a cover that quickly. So this was actually a really good experience because I've never this is my first time really crunching to learn how to sing a song and getting the mix done quickly, the illustration done quickly, and then producing it quickly. So this has given me a new experience and potentially opens up like avenues towards me being you know, maybe I can do a cover of a song that hasn't that isn't years old. So yeah, the baby of the group is Don't Look. Yeah, by like a couple years. But yeah, but yeah, I just so that's really valuable experience, I think, and I don't know. It was also just a fun song to cover. But I'm so glad everyone was here to watch the premiere. We had more people watching the premiere than I actually expected. Honestly, I would have been happy with just like 2 people watching, and I think it ended up being like 7 or 8, which is the most. I was actually, I felt like I had to do a stream before my Awake Now cover just because it was just such an old song that I felt like people wouldn't have showed up for the premiere unless I redirected them in. Just because I really wanted people to see that. Not for like clout purposes, but more just because I was proud of it and I was really excited to show it to people. But I'm glad people just showed up to this cover premiere. That felt really I don't know, that was nice. I was fully prepared to not really watch the chat because no one was chatting, but it was fun. Not that I think like having only a couple people for a premiere is bad. I think having anyone for a premiere is fun, but it's just like it's just that like sometimes it can be like a mental game, right? Like sometimes, even though I try to let it bother me, at the end of the day, sometimes stuff like that can get in your head. So I just try not to let it bother me if it is like a low view count kind of thing. But the Don't Look before listening to metal. I think that gets you in the mood though, right? Because Don't Look is a pretty dark song when you understand the lyrics. That's why I wanted to put the captions on, because it's a pretty dark song. And now that I think about it, I wonder if this qualifies to my Halloween cover. Like I had never really I've wanted to do like a cover for Halloween, but I never, for some reason, every time in Halloween, like during October, I could never find the time to do a Halloween cover. Maybe it's because it's midterm season. But this time, I mean, this is a pretty dark song, so maybe this counts as my Halloween cover for this year, even though it was not for Halloween at all. But also try to do stuff for Halloween this year, and I think definitely for next year, I'll try to get a song out for Halloween. But I think now, based on the PJSK art style. Actually, wait, should I show that off, Black Cat? Yeah, I mean, I know you drew it. I never ended up doing anything with that art, but yeah, actually, Black Cat went above and beyond for this cover, because not only did they do the illustration, they also did like test illustrations like completely separate test illustrations from the ground up. So they basically like produced like a whole extra illustration set just for this cover, just so they could test out the lighting effects. And I was really impressed because I was like, there's no way you basically did my commission twice over, just so you could test out lighting effects. Like that really blew me away. So, yeah, we'll show off. I'll show off. Okay, let's see. So I think it's this one. Here we go. I'll take this one. So we have the cover. We have the actual illustration that was done for the cover, but they also did like a chibi sort of style that was inspired by the 4-coma or 1-coma styles from Project Sekai, and this is it. And I really can't believe they went out and did that. It's like me T-posing. Okay, but yeah, I can't believe Black Cat that you went out and did that. It basically did like a second version of the commission. Thank you so much. So they went above and beyond for this commission and for this cover, and I really appreciate it. And I'm just really glad this cover came out really nicely. Yay! It's great. It's really cute. I look like I'm what, pouty almost, like I'm just a little bit upset. But it's great. But yeah. It's I'm also kind of like I was really enjoying doing this cover too. Just like straight up like singing this one, because I felt like I used tones in my voice that I haven't really used before. I think I've definitely gotten better at singing over the past 4 years, which is, I mean, I would hope so, because I've gotten better at it. But I think there's still a lot of room for improvement. I could be more consistent, definitely, and I still think live performance singing I'm not very good at. But cover singing I can do okay now. But something I don't really I will admit, I think everyone is dissatisfied with their voice, but for me, I guess like my impression of my voice is that it's deeper than I think it is. Like to me, I sound higher pitched than I normally am. So when I like to hear myself in a in my own covers, I like to hear myself singing like higher pitches, or maybe like with my voice a bit brighter than normal, rather than like using more deeper tones. So I kind of did a mix of both in this cover, I think, where I think in some parts it's a more operatic, like open throat, which is very much the more natural state for me, but also some moments where like it's using a bit of a brighter tone, and I like both of those. I like that I'm exploring my vocal range a bit more, and I was also brave enough to try out extra voice effects, because normally like when I'm recording a cover, normally every run I'll have like something I need to focus on. So I'll be like focusing on tempo if the tempo is really hard, or I'll be focusing on like pitch specifically to make sure I hit all the right notes in order. And obviously like the ideal thing would be to excel in pitch, tone, resonance, all of those things would be to do all of them great. Hi Renegade Angel, welcome back. It would be great to do all of those things like consistently all the time and like perfectly, but I find myself like struggling with some of those. So sometimes I like focus on one of them, and the other ones end up like timing. If I focus on like maybe specifically hitting the right notes, maybe my timing will suffer a little bit more. So I do my best to balance all of those out with each take when I record a cover. But this time, since I was doing a rush cover and I was rushing it out, I wasn't paying attention to all of those things quite as quickly. But I was also getting a little more adventurous, and I was getting a bit more adventurous, and I wanted to try out like different tones with my voice. and I'm so glad that I'm glad that I did, but also like because I think it adds more dynamics to the cover, and I think that's good, and I want to do more like modulation, like voice modulation in future covers, but I do need to get more consistent as a singer before I think I do that more, because I don't want to pass off vocals. I don't want to pass off bad vocals to the like people who are doing tuning and timing and mixing and ask them to fix it. I do want to give in the best that I think I can do before I heading it off to them, because you know, the better the bass vocals sound, the better the end product will be. And I don't want to make the people I'm commissioning, I don't want to make their lives very hard. So unfortunately, since it was a rush cover, I didn't have as much time as I usually take on covers, trying to like make sure I get all of those things like pitch, tone, resonance, timing, all of those as good as I can before setting off the vocals. Just because when you're doing a cover, you have that liberty. But since I was doing this one on a tight schedule, I couldn't focus on all of those. So I felt a bit bad for making Hayes and Mars's lives a bit difficult, but I think that's some valuable experience, and it does remind me that I need to practice singing more outside of my streaming. Like outside of like karaoke streams or like doing specifically the covers, I need to practice like singing more, just to make sure I get more consistent at it and I keep up my my vocal practice, rather than having to like just to make sure I keep practice up and everything, and I keep my skills sharp, instead of I don't want to get lax with it and then like try to just rely on someone else to make it sound good. That's not how I roll at all. But so that was a good experience. I just want to say once every day I sing like casually, like I just sing like casually, like I'll hum to myself, but I need to do like directed. I think I need to do a lot more directed practice where I specifically focus on like pitch, tone, resonance, timing, and stuff like that. Yeah, like specifically practice, which helps because I think having been a music student for a long time, not necessarily, I wasn't in choir or anything, but I did play trumpet, which definitely did help with like my fundamentals of like using air to support your vocals and everything, and learning what sounds bright, like just like general music theory. So I do apply the lessons I learned in marching band and from my music theory class when I was a kid to when I sing now. But yeah, I just it's singing is like its own instrument, and I do want to get overall more consistent at it. There's so many things I want to practice, but I don't have enough time. Like I want to practice more dancing just so I can get my muscles and stamina for dancing specifically, like all the quick motions you do. I need to practice that more so I can get ready for that for when I get a 3D model. I also need to practice singing and everything. And I also need to do homework, and I need to stream as well and make videos. Like the grind has always been really hard, and I need to find time to carve out for all of those things. But hopefully, I can come up with something. Also, I hope you recover from dental surgery, Renegade Joel. I remember when I got my my wisdom teeth pulled out, and that sucked for quite a few days. So I hope you feel better soon. But yeah, there's just a lot of things to consider when making this cover. And I think going back to like having tried out new vocals, I don't know if I mentioned this, and I think I'm gonna try to make a video essay about the process of making my Awake Now cover, just because I think that'd be a really interesting video to make. I'm gonna get a friend to help me write it, but help me write a script and everything so I can make a video about it. But one of the things I don't think I mentioned when I was talking about the Awake Now cover is that I actually sent in the wrong vocal tracks. Wisdom teeth and an adult molar. Oh my god. Good. I hope you. You know what? You know what? Okay, here. I'll go on a quick tangent. I hope this makes you feel better. When I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, you know, obviously they put me on like the anesthetics to like knock me out so I wouldn't be in pain when they like cut open my mouth and took out the teeth. And the first thing they asked me, like, you know, when I came to consciousness, right? Because after the surgery's done, they need to make sure to see if like the anesthetics have worn off, to see if they can get you, if they could get me back in the car. Just because, like, you know, I'm like what? I'm 175 centimeters. I'm like 5'8". So I'm like, I mean, I'm only 135 pounds, but it still would be hard for, like, say a 5'4", 5'2" lady to pick me up and, you know, carry me into a car just because of how tall I am compared to them. I'm not that tall. I'm like average height, but an average height woman that's still taller. So when I was getting my wisdom teeth pulled out, like, you know, they ask you a question to see how lucid you are, to see if you're lucid enough to walk. The question they asked me was, can you stand on the surface of Jupiter? And I'm not saying I'm tall. Like, I'm just saying that I'm like average height for a guy, and that just makes it hard if like you're like a nurse who's like 5'3" to carry me. Anyways, yeah. But the first thing they asked me was, can you stand on the surface of Jupiter? And even though I was still like loopy off of like the anesthetics, the first thing I started talking about was, well, okay, here's the thing. Jupiter is so big and dense, like so big and heavy that hydrogen at the core gets dense enough that it has the properties of metal. I started talking about metallic hydrogen and how maybe you could potentially stand on that if you went down far enough. So I started talking about how it depends on what you define as the surface of Jupiter and how you could probably stand on different parts of it. And I don't think she was listening at all. She was probably just like, yeah, this kid's lucid. You can walk him. He can walk back to the car. So I just kept talking about stuff about Jupiter while they walked me back while I was being walked back to the car. So, I want to be clear. I am an astronomy major, so I think that question specifically, I was just so prepared to answer, or so prepared to answer. But yeah, I thought that was really funny to me. What were we talking about before? Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to practice more like singing and dancing and everything for when I get like for like more karaoke streams, because eventually I do think I want to do like live performances like concerts and stuff. Would be a lot of fun, I think, but I'm not very good at like live singing yet, so I need to practice like live singing, like live performance singing. I want to practice more like dancing and stuff, just because dancing requires a whole like different set of muscle build up. You need like fast twitch muscles almost in order to make quick sharp movements. And I've been slacking on my dancing practice lately. But then also like I also need to like be like a normal student. Like since I'm still a college student, I still do my homework and you know, stream every so often. And I think I also want to make videos. There's so little time to fit all those things in, but I've been trying to make it work for the past 4 years. Surely I can do it now that I'm better at my time management and everything. So I'll try to like do dance practice and everything. I might do I was thinking about maybe doing streams, like update streams on like stuff like hey, this is how much I've been practicing like singing or dancing, or these are the VTubers I've been watching. I was thinking those might be fun little streams we could do. So, but yeah, that's just like where I'm at right now, and I just think those would be those are things I all need to practice if I want to start doing things like more covers, live singing a little bit more, or like, you know, getting a 3D model and dance and like doing dance covers. So so that's kind of where I've been at. But yeah. Okay. But But yeah, I learned a lot of things from this cover, and I'm glad that I was able to produce it, and produce it well. Sometimes I'm not always like satisfied with my voice when it comes to covers, but I think it's getting better. I'm starting to get more and more. I think the more I do covers, the more I'm like, I think this sounds good. I like the way my voice sounds in this, and the way I modulate my voice and everything when it comes to singing. I think it's been getting good. So tired. Okay. Yeah, this was fun. But yeah, that's just kind of where I've been at, and I got a lot of valuable experiences from both this week's cover and last week's cover. But now I think I'm actually gonna take like a proper break, because I think last week, like this past week, hasn't really been a break at all. I mean, it has been in some respects. It's been, I definitely have like feel a bit more rejuvenated, but having to still work on like, you know, I still pulled an all-nighter last night to work on this cover. I've still been having to like do some catch up on homework that I missed out on. I had a midterm on Thursday that I had to study for. So there's just been, I've still been busy this week. I think this coming week, I'm not gonna stream on the weekend because I do have a club event I need to go to. So, we'll see when I can stream. But I think now is finally gonna be like, this is gonna be my proper rest week now. I'm gonna take like some proper rest time now that I don't have, you know, covers I need to work on and everything. We'll see how much I actually rest though, considering maybe I won't be able to sit still and just want to make stuff. But I'll definitely do my best to take it easier and properly rest up and everything. So yeah. But that's just, yeah, I don't know. I just want to take this time to like talk about the new cover and everything. Just thank everyone for who was involved. Talk about the process a little bit. All the things I learned, and just about my time with Apollo for a little bit. And how that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I've got a collab in about an hour. Ice cream and cake. I remember when I was like, I had my wisdom teeth pulled out, I could only drink like tomato soup. I kinda got tired of tomato soup after that. You'll get better soon, Renegade Angel. I believe in you. Yeah. But everyone did great, yeah. I think everyone... It was amazing. Hi, Han. Thank you. It was... ice cream and noodles. Oh, God. You know what? After my 4th anniversary stream, when I ate the mint ice cream and noodles, I literally got up and like went back to my kitchen to like wash my hands or something like that, and I could smell it. It almost made me want to retch again. I'd almost forgotten about it after the 4th anniversary streams, and then I went back to my kitchen. I could smell the combination of spicy noodles and ice cream, and it made me almost want to retch. That was so gross. But yeah, I'm so glad everyone enjoyed the cover. Both today's and last week's and everything. Actually, you know what? I was talking to one of my IRL friends, who was actually a professional professional photographer, video editor, and graphic designer. Like, imagine the skills that I've learned being as a VTuber. It comes to like graphic design, video editing, and or video compositing, and and that kind of thing. Like minus the illustration part, I think. But imagine that, super specialized into just those things. That's basically his job. Like, he is legitimately a professional photographer. He has professional equipment and everything, like professional lighting, professional cameras. He's the real deal. He's great and amazing. And I showed him my cover, and it made me. I mean, I looked at some of his stuff, right? Like his work. I did definitely realize how much of a gap there is between me working on budget software and doing all of this as a hobby and working off of vibes versus someone who has been like professionally trained in photography and color theory and all of those graphic design and all of those things. See how much of a gap there was, but also seeing that I could look at something that he made, like a graphic. I looked at like a graphic design poster he made. And I like basically analyzed it, and I could discern all the steps that he took to make those things. So it showed me how much like I do know the fundamentals, I think, and it also made me really happy that like when he watched my Awake Now cover, he felt really he felt good about it. Like, I think obviously since I'm not a professional, I think there were some things he did notice that maybe like the average person would notice. And I definitely was because I made it. But overall, he said that he really enjoyed it, and he thought it was really good. Just because it, I think I did a really good job. Just because, I made everything seem cohesive as a whole, I suppose. Everything was consistent. So it made me really happy to get the vote of confidence from like a professional video editor and graphic designer and everything that my Awake Now cover was good. So, and that he was really impressed with the visuals. He really liked the transition at the end of the cover, from the colorful scene to the realistic scene. I know that was Lance's favorite part. When we were literally in call together watching the premiere for the Awake Now cover, when that part came up, Lance told me that that part gave chills down his spine, and I'm so glad that a professional video editor said that that part was his favorite part too. That's definitely my favorite part of that cover. But that just a quick aside. I'm so glad that it's true. Hi, Lance. I'm so glad that all of that was that I really have these skills now, and that both today's cover and last week's cover came out so well, and everything. And yeah, it just makes me really happy. So I'll keep doing my best, and we'll see how far I can take it. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap up stream here. I think I talked about everything I really wanted to, and I've got a collab over on Pun's channel, actually, in about an hour. I think it's an hour. We're gonna be playing more Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. If I'm feeling up to it, I might stream it on my channel, but I think we're probably just gonna stream it over on his channel. He streams mostly on YouTube or on Twitch, but I think he does restream to YouTube. Let's see here. Let's see. See, Puns. There it is. Does he have a stream set up? I don't know if he does. Or like a waiting room set up. No, he doesn't have a waiting room set up for YouTube. I guess I'll like link his channel here. But yeah, we'll be playing over on his channel. If I feel up to it, I'll be doing it. But like I said, I have not slept in the past. I did not sleep last night, so I'm gonna try to get like an hour's worth of rest before our collab, and then if I feel like it, I will stream Cross Worlds. If not, then you have to go over to Pun's channel to see that. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest. I can feel it now. I can feel my eyes getting heavy, and I'm like fighting to stay awake. So I will yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and just enjoying the cover and everything. I hope you guys really enjoyed the cover. Other than today, I'm also gonna be streaming more Kirby with Lance tomorrow. And yeah. Okay. And then I'll try to put my schedule out for them. Oh! It's just Todoroki Craft. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Alright. But yeah, we're gonna head out. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys stream the new cover, both of the new covers, lots and lots. I'm gonna try to put out English captions for the Awake Now cover when I can. I think understanding the lyrics for that, I think understanding the meaning of that song will really help with the experience of the MV that I made. I just didn't have the energy to make the captions for Awake Now earlier. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'll be off stream lots. Please go check out everyone who was involved in making the cover, Black Cat included. Hey, Mars, even like Sawtown. Go check them out. So yeah, go enjoy them, and I will. If I don't see you guys later today, in about an hour, I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. When we're playing Kirby. You were never here. You were always here, Black Cat. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Yeah, Mars had a role in this. Yeah, Mars was the mixer. Go check it out. You have to go see the kind of work he did by watching the cover. Oh wait, by the way, do you guys know how to use that? Like, I don't usually ask for stuff like this. Do you guys know anything about that new hype function that YouTube has on mobile? Like, I swear, like, all the YouTubers are talking about, like, this hype function. I swear I can't find it on my phone. Like, I swear when they follow those steps, it's not on my phone. Like, I can't hype anything. It's just, like, an aside. I was wondering if I should ask people for hype stuff in the end, I don't really care, just because I literally can't hype anything, so I have no idea if it even matters or not. But okay. Quick aside. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some sleep before our collab. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go. Bye. See ya. For real this time. Bye bye. See ya.